Hi, I'm Jacob, and this is my review of the Emeril Lagasse air fryer. Got this thing a couple months ago, and I absolutely love it. Use it way more than my oven now. This is my first real air fryer, and I looked at a lot of different ones, read all the reviews. I wanted one that was stainless steel, that was pretty large enough to cook a whole chicken in if I wanted to, and that had French doors. And this was the one that fit the bill, and I'm super glad that I got it. Very easy to use, and it cooks amazing. So first off, it does have the French doors. Really like these with the doors that open down. On other people's air fryers and toasters that I have burnt myself several times. No burning with this one. It's super easy to get in and out. Really love that. They hold, you do have to have enough room to open them, obviously, but for me that has not been a problem. Then turning it on and setting it to different settings is super easy. You just rotate through them with the knob. So I honestly mainly just use a few settings. The cool thing is with the air fry setting, you can basically recreate whatever setting you want. You just press, let's say, the temperature button here. You turn it to whatever temperature you want. Then you set the time and turn it to whatever time you want. And that makes it super easy. But if you want something like you want to do fries, they have a preset for it. Toast, I do use the toast setting. I've used the proof setting. I have not used the dehydrate, but I do want to. They even have a rotisserie setting, which I think rotates your rotisserie, whatever meat you have or whatever you have on for that. Haven't used that, but that is super cool just to have the option. But yeah, very easy to use. It also has a setting for the fan. You can turn the light on and off. It has a nice bright light. One thing that I did not love about it, it made a really loud beeping when it's done. For some people that's great. I did not want it. If you hold the light button, it will turn the sound on or off. Now the sound's on, then you just hold it down, I think for 5 seconds, and you'll see a little indicator there, turns off. But yeah, to get it going, very easy. Let's just say air fryer 425, 15 minutes, press start, and ready to go. And it is powerful. It cooks things maybe 60% of the time that it takes me in my oven. So it's quicker. Everything is nice and crisp, which I love. And then it has a ton of different accessories. So the one I have in right now is this wire basket. But then it also has a baking sheet, a straight wire rack, and even this griddle, if you want to cook a steak, which I will do later on in the video. And it has a couple other things. That has a rotisserie. I have that somewhere. Not planning, honestly, to do anything. Well, I've never cooked anything rotisserie in my life, so maybe I'll try that sometime. So toasting, since we got rid of our toaster, or I mean, we don't have it on the counter anymore, we just use this to toast. It toasts really well. It does take an extra couple minutes from a dedicated toaster. So if you need toast really fast, this is gonna take a little longer, but for me, no problem at all. And yeah, I really love that you can either adjust this. You could have two things cooking. I've cooked two things at the same time often. So you can put in a couple of racks if you want, or if you have something like a whole chicken, you can put that on and it's very nice. Yeah, so I'm going to cook some egg rolls now, and then I'm gonna cook some asparagus and gonna cook a steak. Well, I'm gonna cook it, I do a reverse sear, so I'm gonna do the slow cooking part of it in here, and then I'll sear it on top of a pan, but you can do the whole thing in here. Very nice. If you're done, you just press cancel, and it has the fans go for a little bit to cool it off. The only thing that I do not absolutely love, there is some steam. When you cook certain foods that have a lot of moisture in them, steam will escape out the doors and the vents. I mean, the vent's totally normal. The doors, I wish it wouldn't come out of there, but it doesn't seem to harm anything. And it's probably good to get the moisture out so you get a crispier meal of whatever you're having. But yeah, overall, this thing is great. It's, not tiny, but I did not want a tiny one. And it really works well. I love that it's stainless steel. So let me cook some stuff and I'll show you how that goes. I'm cooking some egg rolls in here. They cook amazing. And one cool thing is for the oven, you're supposed to cook them for about 30 minutes. In an air fryer, they take 15 or 18 minutes. So much quicker. And they're super crispy on the outside, which I love. Perfect crunchy egg rolls. I've got some steaks cooking here. I'm putting them on a really low temperature for about 40 minutes. That'll cook them internally, and then I put them on a pan just to get a crisper crust. You can cook your steaks all the way in here, but I like doing them, normally I do them in an oven, but they work great in here as well. It's called a reverse sear method. That's the steaks after 30 minutes at 280 degrees. They're a little over where they should be, but now I'm going to take and build up a crust in the pan, but super nice that you can just cook them in here. Just putting some asparagus in right now, 400 for 8 minutes. Turn halfway through. So I'm cooking these asparagus that have a lot of moisture in them, and you can see there is steam coming out of the door frame. Not that much, and it's just steam, it's not smoke, but don't love that. Did them for about 10 minutes. Nice and done. A little char on a couple, which I like. But yeah, overall this thing's so amazing in its versatility, what you can do with it. If you are looking for an air fryer that's this size, stainless steel, and does an amazing job, I would definitely recommend this one.